This evening's book is called The Mitten, adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. Jan Brett is one of my favorite children's book authors because I love the illustrations that she has with all of her books. The Mitten, a Ukrainian folktale adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. I love Jan Brett's books. They always have such lovely illustrations. Now you'll notice as we read the story, the main illustration is right here, but these side panels also tell part of the story. So make sure you take some time to look at the side panels as well. Okay? I'll make sure you get a chance to see them. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. Here's Nicky's grandmother. She's spinning the yarn. And here she is again, winding that yarn she has spun into balls to make them easier to handle. And here's Nicky playing in the snow. At first his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. Notice those tunnels in the snow? You'll learn what that is in a minute. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens." There's Baba feeding the geese. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. This is a mole burrowing out of these tunnels that we saw over there. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed safe inside. See? It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. Look at under this tree that's hollowed out, there's a little bunny rabbit hiding. And in this other side panel, here's the bunny rabbit. He's left that hollowed out tree and he's galloping along. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. What's this? Oh, there's Nicky looking into the tree. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along, having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat. He decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled. But not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. Oh, look at this nice big owl. He left his burrow in the tree. Here's Nicky playing some more. Look, the other mitten is still tucked into his belt. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Oh my goodness, do you think there's going to be room for an owl in there too? Oh, and look at this tree. I wonder what's coming out from underneath. there's a fox in the den. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. Oh, the fox is about to join the party, I think. Oh, there's Nicky, and there's a bear in a cave. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten, and the fox could hardly fit. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. Ooh, and here comes the bear. Oh my goodness, that's a big bear. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? Isn't that amazing that one tiny little mitten can hold all those animals? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Along comes a mouse. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. That's so cute. And I think Nicky just realized his other mitten is gone. Oh my. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. What do you think Nicky's doing? I think he's looking for that mitten, isn't he? The animals are all dazed. Look at them. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. Yay, Nicky found the mitten. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. But what an adventure that mitten had, eh? Oh, that's a bit confusing. Why is one so small and one so big? Baba will probably never know. The end.